Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Annika and I'm one of the teachers here at Botanics. Gorgeous. We have an hour together around that to drop into a beautiful restorative yin practice. This is an heart opening practice and we will focus on opening through the front but also through the back and the sides of the heart. So we really want to create space for the heart. And I will speak more into that as we moving through the practice. For this practice, if you're at home, it would be great if you had a bolster or a cushion because we want to elevate the heart a bit. So if you don't have a bolster, maybe you have a block or a cushion, there's something that we can use to support, to lift up the heart in certain of the poses, and also can be used as a headrest or support in whatever way you desire. So just maybe pause for a moment and get yourself set up with what you need. And we'll meet back here, and what we will start with is that we will come down onto our backs. So with the bolster, the block or the cushion, you're going to place it across your mat, and we will come down to resting on our backs with the bolster around, just underneath the shoulder blades or around the shoulder blades. Just making sure the microphone is not in the way. And if you feel like it's too steep, you could always support your head with maybe a blanket underneath or a smaller cushion. We want to really focus on opening and expanding through the heart space here, but at the same time keeping a long neck. I like to open up my arms out to the side, and with the legs, since we're going to be here for a little while, just get really comfortable. Don't do anything big. So legs out long, or maybe feet to a stand and knees knocking together. So this is the place we will drop into the practice from. So make sure it doesn't feel too big on the body. Make sure that you are supported wherever you are. And as you maybe wiggle around for the first couple of moments to really find that comfortable place where you can rest, I invite you to close down your eyes and begin to tune into your breath. So we'll try to keep the breath in and out through the nose. For whatever reason, it doesn't feel comfortable or possible to breathe through your nose, you can always breathe through your mouth. But breathing through the nose supports our nervous system to drop into that relax, rest and digest quality. And as you're breathing in, letting the belly expand a little, and breathing out for it to soften back. And as the belly softens back, see if you can allow the body, the rest of the body, to just soften that a little bit more. often through the practice, I really enjoy to do a little body scan from time to time, just to notice if I hold any unconscious tension in any parts. And with the help of the breath, I invite those areas of my body to soften. So staying with that beautiful, slow and steady breath. We want the breath to be comfortable. So you might give it some time to deepen. And for the last bit in this shape, I really invite you to bring your awareness to your heart. That space in the center of your chest. And noticing any sensations that might be present. Could be feelings of tightness, tingles, buzzing, warmth. I feel like the space around the chest is really open, or it might feel a little tight. And we're not here to judge the sensations, but that's just a way the body is speaking to us through sensation. And during these practices, it's an opportunity to really learn how to listen, or rather feel those different messages that the body is sending to us. So we will take 3 more breaths into the heart. And with each breath in, maybe feeling that area expand a bit more. And on the out breath, you can send that energy out to the rest of your body. One more full breath in. And release. Nice. We've been here for a little while, so you'll be very gentle with the movements as we're coming out. You might want to do as you're getting out of Shavasana, wiggle your toes and fingers. If your legs are extended, bring the feet to stands. And then roll over to your favorite side, supporting yourself, maybe making a pillow with that bottom hand. And we'll slowly make our way up to a seat. You might find a cross-legged seat down onto your mat, or sit up on a prop to elevate your hips. And we'll just take a moment in stillness. And just to be with any sensations and with the breath. Beautiful. So we spend a bit of time then opening to the front of the heart. We will now come in to an opening through the back of your heart. If you have a bolster, there are a few different ways you can use it, or your blocks. We'll just show you the way I like to use it. Some extra support for my knees and outer thighs. So we're coming to that diamond shape with the leg. So hips are grounding down and the soles of the feet come together. If you don't have a bolster, no worry. You can do this without. And really just listening into the body of where you're needing that extra support. If it is for your hips, you need that support underneath, like with a cushion or a block. Or maybe you have some sensitivities with your neck, and bringing something to support your head can also be really nice, just looking after your body. But before we coming forward, let's drop back for a moment. So come back into that heart opening. Leaning back into your palms, gently, soft bend through the elbows. Taking one more breath in. And on your next breath out, begin to fold. You can take some time to come forward. There's no rush. And that's the beauty with these longer holds. The shape evolves with time, with the support of the breath, with gravity. So don't rush it here. Letting that natural unfolding take its place. Connecting in with your breath. And as always, taking these first few breaths to really settle in, noticing if you maybe need to shift the weight a little side to side, or give your hips a gentle wiggle. Taking that body scan, making sure as much of the body is soft. So we only use what we need and let the rest rest. Now we are opening through the back of the body, the back of the heart. And I think often when we think about the heart, we think about love. And yes, it is love. But love can have different expressions. I see the heart space also like where we develop this really beautiful self-compassion, and as well compassion and kindness towards others. We trust in life as well. What I've been really focusing and diving into lately is that sense of approval. That we can be in a season of our lives that might be a bit uncomfortable, maybe not exactly the place we expected or desired to be. But how about we gave ourselves approval to be where we at? Understanding and trusting that there is medicine and intelligence through that phase as well. Because when we stop resisting and judging where we at, we will gain our energy and power back. Resisting and judging is taking a lot of energy from us. But when we can step into approval, not necessarily accepting and wanting to stay in this place forever, but approve that this is what it is right now and I'm gonna be here fully, then we get our power back. So throughout the rest of the practice, see if you can invite that approval. Even though you might be in an uncomfortable or a little challenging pose, can you approve of it, knowing that there is medicine in this space, it's temporary. We'll take a few more breaths. Staying in your experience, giving it your approval. Another 3 breaths. Full breath in. Maybe sighing out this last breath here. Very gently, we'll massage our legs as we moving out through this shape. And we'll come over to a kneeling position towards the back of your space. Letting the knees get a little wider, big toes come together. And then we'll fold forward into your child's pose. I'm not going to go all the way down because I think that will interfere with the mic. But letting your head rest down onto the floor, or if you need some extra support, bringing a blanket or a block underneath so the head can be fully supported, keeping a softening through the elbows. And just land here in this introspective place. Keep breathing here for a little longer. Getting your hips heavy towards the heels, even if they don't reach all the way. That's not the point. We'll just keep anchoring down towards the earth. And on your next breath out, I invite you to walk your hands over to the right side, staying down into your child's pose and just finding that opening through the left side. Taking 2 full rounds of breath here. And then letting that following inhale move you back to center. And breathing out as you come over to the left side or the other side. And staying for 2 breaths. Letting that inhale bring you back to center. And we will slowly make our way up to hands and knees. And even though this is a yin practice, I do love to incorporate a little bit more movement from time to time, especially for the spine. So we'll take a few cats and cows, or if there are any other movements you want to do with your spine from this place, with your hands grounded down, feel free. But using the inhale to open up through the heart, and the exhale to round. And we'll do that a few more times, connecting the breath with the movement. I'm not doing too much forward moving because I'm having a bit of a cold, but I invite you to keep going, maybe close down the eyes and really connect the breath and the movement for a few more rounds. The slower you breathe, the slower you move. And we'll come back to hands and knees, to stillness, to center. And we want to keep the hips above the knees. And walk the hands out in front. So we're coming into this melting heart. A lot of openings here today. Letting the forehead come down onto either the floor, your mat, or you can bring your blanket or a block or a small cushion. Just if it feels like it gets too deep when the forehead is down. I'll just show quickly, but I won't stay here. And you can play around with the space of your arms. Some might prefer to bring your arms a little wider apart, and some might want to stay with them a bit closer. I invite you to soften the shoulders and finding some softness through your elbows as well. So we really just stay soft within ourselves so the energy can move. And really to indicate the safety that we're creating in the body. And this shape might feel quite big, but can you, for this next few breaths, approve of it, approve of this moment, knowing that there is medicine, there is intelligence, coming back to your breath. And of course, if there is any immediate pain, we'll back away. But intensity and that little bit of discomfort, see if you can stay with it. Another 3 breaths. Sending that breath to the front, to the sides and the back of your heart. Feeling it all expand as you're inhaling. And then letting that energy move through your body as you breathe out. Full breath in. Soft breath out. From this melting heart shape, we're gonna slide down forward. We're gonna come down onto the belly, legs out long, and then making a cushion with your hands. So one hand is stacked on top of the other, and landing the forehead down into a crocodile. This will be our rebound pose, a moment of integration. A moment to notice what's present in your body. So just stay down, breathe, and be. What can you feel? What can you notice? What's spoken through the body? Tuning into the language of sensation, the language of the body. And from this place, laying down on your belly, we're gonna slowly just roll over to our back. Go gently as you're coming down. And as you're coming down, extending the legs long. And we'll now open up through the side of the body. So bringing the legs to the right corner of your space. The left leg might stack on top to deepen the sensation through that left side. And then extending the arms up overhead. And you might just want to stay here if this feels enough in your body. Or you could bring your torso and your arms over to the right side as well. Maybe gently grabbing hold of that left wrist. You can rest your right cheek towards the right arm. Keeping the shoulders heavy. Pulling away from the ears as much as possible. Closing down the eyes. And breathe. little bit longer. Give yourself permission and approval to be here. Taking one more breath. And gently begin to come back to center, unhooking the legs. And for a moment, bringing the arms down, letting your hands rest on your belly or your heart. A moment to recenter. To be with the ripples of the pose. And then we'll take it over to the other side. So letting the legs move over to that left corner of your mat or the other side, the side you didn't do before. Letting perhaps the leg that's closest to the center to cross over. Got the beautiful birds here. And then extending the arms up overhead. Relaxing the shoulders already. And we're just staying exactly where you're at. We're bringing the torso and the arms over to the same side as your legs are resting to deepen the opening through the side body, the side of your heart. Settling in here, connecting to your breath, and letting the earth hold you. Beautiful. We have a little bit longer here. And taking a full breath in now. Through, breathing down through the side of the body. And a slow breath out. Letting yourself come back to center. So releasing any holdings, any crossing of the legs and the arms. Legs back to center. And then resting the arms or hands down on your body, arms by your side and hands on your body. a moment to just observe and approve of exactly where you are in this moment. We'll stay lying down for the remaining of the practice. We'll hug the knees into the chest now and give yourself a big hug here, drawing the knees into the chest and maybe taking a little rock from side to side or doing some circle with your knees. Releasing the lower back, your sacrum. And we'll come into a twist. You can do any style of twist that is restorative enough for the breath to flow with ease. So you can open up the arms to the side. And just letting the knees drop over to either side. The legs can be stacked on top of each other. That can feel quite nice. You can always bring a cushion underneath the bottom leg or between the legs if you're feeling for some extra support and comfort. Be gently rolling the head away from your legs. Be finding that gentle stretch for your neck. I wonder if you can hear the sounds of the nature. And the wind chime, the birds. Keeping the breath steady. Allowing for one more full round of breath on this side. Letting the belly expand as you breathe in. And soften on the out breath. Guiding the knees back to the center. Placing the feet down and letting the knees come together for a moment. Neutralizing the spine. Hands can land on your chest and belly again. And then let's take it over to the other side. Finding a suitable twist. And soften into that. Letting the breath and the time and the gravity take you into where you need to go. No push, no force, Just allowing the body to gently open up as it's ready. Taking another breath, letting the inhale fill you up with that life force energy, that prana. And as you breathe out, sending it out into each and every single cell of your being. And it will slowly unravel, come back with his feet down onto the ground and the knees knocking together. So keeping the feet a little bit wider here so there is a bit more space for the lower back and the hips. Arms can rest by the side of the body or come resting onto the body. We'll just take a moment to listen and feel any sensations, any whispers. And gathering the knees into the chest again, and we'll take a few breaths in our happy baby. So with the knees in towards the chest, you open the knees wider out towards the armpit. We'll extend the feet up towards the ceiling. Maybe your hands rest on the back of your thighs, your ankles, or the soles of your feet. Keeping the shoulders down, lengthening through the back of the neck. And you can stay in stillness, just focusing on anchoring down, grounding, opening up through the hip. Or you can take some gentle rocks here from side to side, massaging out your sacrum, your lower back. I appreciate your patience with my little sniffles. I'm giving myself approval of being in this phase right now and here with you all. And I hope you can do the same. Staying for a little bit longer in your happy baby. Relaxing your jaw, the space in between your eyebrows. One full breath in. And slow breath out. Releasing the feet back towards the floor. And we'll, from here, transition into our final rest. This could be a place to put some extra layers on. If you have a bolster, maybe placing it underneath your knees. If you have a blanket, maybe underneath your head or all covering your body. Maybe an eye mask, eye pillow, or a t-shirt to covering your eyes. It really can shift the awareness even more inwards as we integrating this practice, taking up space, letting the palms face up, letting the legs go a little wider. We'll take a breath in together through the nose. And then a slow breath through the mouth, letting it go. Arriving into beingness. Nothing here to do. Give yourself permission and approval to be here, to rest. I'll let you know when it's time to come back. I invite you to stay a little longer in your rest. If you have the time and the space, we'll share some words. And some wind chimes. Notice the season you are in, not the one of your deepest desires, not the one that you are working towards, the one that is right in this moment. Can you trust the intelligence of this face? Even though it might not feel like it right now. Can you approve of where you are without wanting to stay here forever? When you do, you take your power back. Resisting takes energy. Approval gives your energy back. Don't resist your own life. And with these words, we'll close the practice today. But as I mentioned, I invite you to stay a little longer if you have the time and the space. And I hope to see you here in this beautiful studio very soon. Namaste.